Alright guys, so I came on Twitter today and I was like, no way, he mentioned this, and I'm kind of curious now, so I'm like, let's look at what these kinds of boards, like offer you, right? So, I'm looking at this article and I'm like, interesting. So, the B650 carbon is actually quite expensive, if you can notice. It's a very expensive what should be a low-end board, right? And the cheapest board they sell is realistically not going to be bought by most people because, let's be honest, guys, most of us aren't going to buy an M board, right? You're not going to buy a mini ATX board, or micro ATX board, sorry, rather. It's just not attractive to put in your case, and the kind of money you're saving, most people would just cough that up and rather buy a better-looking board. So, I would consider the cheapest board here, realistically, to be this one. So, the B650 Pro would probably be the best budget option as long as the VRM is decent, and we can investigate that factor real quick. So here we go. I really want to burp, but I can't. Okay, so first thing I want you guys to notice is that this board maxes out at 6400. Now, why that's weird is because you'll see in a second, but the other MSI boards all have support for higher speeds, which tells you this topology in general is just not as well optimized. Now, it's not always an indication, but generally speaking, if a board has a lesser speed grading than a different board in the stack, it means that they've changed the layer count, or something has changed where the board just doesn't have the signal requirements to run a certain speed. So on a base level, I mean, the board's got what you'd want, right? It has Wi-Fi. For most people, Wi-Fi matters. It's got some display outputs for iGPUs and stuff, you know. It's got more PCIe 4.0 than most people would need, which is one slot. Most people don't need more than one GPU. That's the case for 99.9% of people on the planet. One GPU at 16x 4.0 is completely fine. That's completely fine. Got a bunch of other slots that most people will never use. Supports multi-GPU that no one ever uses. It's got two M.2 slots, which is more than enough for most people. Of course, some creators would not want this, but for most average consumers, 2 slots is more than enough. And, you know, you have support for just a bunch of random USB stuff that most people, again, would get away with a few ports. A handful would be enough, right? So, at a base level, this board's actually really, like, it's really, competent, right? This board is not, it's not something where you would regard as trash, like, oh, you can't buy this. No, this board is fine. Like, it's fine for a lot of people. Even the RAM speed isn't a big deal, considering that most IMCs don't even do more than that speed on Zen 4. In fact, someone I came across online had a 16 core, and his IMC could do like no more than 6200. So I mean, well, it could do no more than 3100 megahertz. Yeah. So 6-layer PCB. Which is expected for something this price. It's not going to be 8 layers at this price point. 8 layers would just cost more money. It just wouldn't be possible. And otherwise, it's just a much downgraded version of the X670. So, I don't know if I have to go back to that slide that I showed you guys on a different video, but there was a video I showed you guys where it like details the difference between X670 and B650. And the biggest difference is that the two chipsets on X670 allow inherently more lanes, so you just have a lot more lanes, a lot more lane support overall. And the E-boards tend to have better PCIe 5, I guess, and some other factors, I don't know. It's like all the relevant stuff for the most people, but like, yeah, so look at the VRM if you can find that. Would they even really tell you? I don't think they would tell you on this board, because, oh, they do. Okay, so you get, well, they don't tell you, interesting. So on this board, you don't have any access to any like real VRM information. So this board's VRM must be kind of low end. I mean, I could count the through-hole caps and stuff, but I don't think that would really be indicative of the VRM. So I don't know. We'll have to see a video from like Bulldozer or something. But yeah, so this VRM is I mean, it's probably good enough for 8-core. Right, it's probably good enough, at least for 8-core. It should be for sure. So this board would be for like the average low-end consumer, which is fine. And you know what, 210 for a DDR5 board with 6 layers and a competent topology, you know what? This is not a bad price. I think 210 is fine. It's a decent price for an entry level board. I don't have a problem with that. I think 210 is completely fine. Now we move on to what most people would look towards, and that is the Tomahawk. So Tomahawk, as you can see by the design, already looks like a more serious board, if you put it that way. So I expect 6 layers, and we'll see so in a second. Just gotta find it. Expansion, memory. 6400, interesting. So same topology as the previous board. So 6 layers is definitely the case. We don't really know. We can't find it, but I'm pretty sure it's 6 layers. It's weird how some of their boards like give you certain specs and then some of them like omit the specs. It's kind of weird. I don't know why they do that. It's like, you're telling me 6 layers on the board. Why tell me 6 on this one? Why? Is it because this board is not meant to have 6? Is it meant to look? Is it like a alarming fact that it's got 6 layers? It does have 6 layers. Oh, there we go. It's right here on the picture. 6 layers. Okay, here we go. So they're giving you 14 phase on V-Core, 80 amp smart power switches. Fun fact, this VRM is used on a bunch of their boards at that price range. And I'll show you guys in a second. So, the Edge, not the I, the Edge normal, should be the higher end version of this board. / lower end version of the Carbon. And this is a very pretty board. I like the Edge. The Edge is a very pretty board. It looks more like an actual board you would want to use in your system. But again, you get 6 PCB layers. I know because I've checked it out already. It's somewhere, there we go, 6 layers. You get same exact VRM as the Tomahawk, exact same VRM. By the way, very competent. Like you don't need more than this. This is for a Zen. The current draw is not gonna be high enough to really worry about this. So just do 14 times 80 and you get 1120, which is more than enough. Because let's say even if you could push 200 amps, like you're still well within the realms of a safe. You know, this VRM is not even worrying at this point, right? So this is completely fine for a VRM. And then you're probably gonna get similar expansion, I'm gonna guess, but you'll see in a second. Something interesting is this board supports a higher memory speed, meaning the topology on this board is likely better optimized. I don't know exactly how, but maybe just you know, how deep the layers lie, whatever. Signal on this board is better. It could just be made up marketing BS, but this board does advertise a higher speed. So, yeah, you can go through these specs if you want, but this board is just the quintessential pretty looking gamer board under 300 bucks. It's got all the features you want. This is actually a very good option, I think. Tomahawk could be a more like suited option for like a more budget build, but I would say just for the higher specification on the RAM, I would say this is a better buy. However, it does have 6 layers, so it's like kind of weird. You're paying $290 for a 6-layer board, but whatever. So we'll find the Carbon now, and we'll see what that offers you for a whopping 330, which is, yeah, I mean, kind of nice looking design. Same RAM speed. You get one 5.0 for the NVMe from the CPU. You get another one from the CPU 4.0. You get 3 4.0 slots. You get 2 6-NIC slots. Like that's where some of the pricing comes in for sure. So some of the value comes in from this having 2 6-NIC slots. Now a lot of other boards don't have 2 slots at 6 NICs. You're getting one 4.0, and then I don't know. I guess you're probably getting like 3.0 on the second one. But yeah, so that is that for the Carbon. We can go find, like, I mean, what is there? Oh, there's like, what is that? Clear CMOS button. Okay, you get clear CMOS button. That's nice. It's a nice addition. For 330. But yeah, clear CMOS. The design is more, you could see it's more like rounded off. There's more heat shields. It's a more like a more polished design, I guess. I mean, if that's worth any money, I don't know. And you get a... Ooh. They're not telling you. Ooh. Oh, there we go. 6 layers. Again, 6 freaking layers, man. And you get 6... Okay, you get 16 vehicle power phases. Cool. I don't know, 6 layers, man. For a board this price, I don't know, that's a bit low, isn't it? I mean, not to say you need more than 6 always, but like this is a bit low. And I'll show you in a second why I have that belief. So yeah, on this board you get 16 power phases for the what do you call it, or power stages rather, for the CPU. 80 amp again, same type of power stages you get on the Tomahawk and the Edge. Yeah, honestly, this board, I don't know, it's just with the Edge. There's no point buying this board. Like $40 for what? Like 2 power stages? I don't think there's no point. Like there's no real point by the Edge. However, what would I actually buy? So, I've actually purchased something. So, I was looking at the boards on AMD and I was like investigating this motherboard, right? And someone in my country sold a brand new one of these for this price. $250, right? $250. So this board is usually ooh, that's a pretty looking oh, look at this thing. Damn. That's a pretty looking motherboard. This is like, huh, interesting. Sorry guys, I'm easily distracted. Okay, so yeah, I wouldn't trust a Gigabyte DDR5 board for shit. I wouldn't. I just no. I wouldn't buy one. I probably would not trust Asus either. I don't know. I would trust MSI and ASRock. In my opinion. My opinion personally, MSI, ASRock, EVGA. Asus, Gigabyte, I do not trust with DDR5. I call that what you want. I've just seen too much that my confidence in these vendors are just... My confidence in these vendors are just... It's like really, really low. It's like... I just don't have faith, right? So, this board might actually be sold out. That's kind of interesting. It's not meant to be sold out. There we go. 290 out of stock. Interesting. So, it's actually the one most people have bought. On day one, I noticed this board has been out of stock on Amazon and Newegg for like a week. Why? This is the board to buy, in my opinion. My humble opinion. And yes, it's my board I bought. It's like, oh yeah, did you buy it? Look, I'll show you in a second why I like this board, right? Like this board for 290 or 280, here we go. I pay 250. Have a look. 8 freaking layers for sub $300. Right? You get the same exact 14 power stage, 80 amp power stage, you know, V-core design as on the Tomahawk and the Edge, which, like I said again, is more than enough for an AMD, even a 16 core. It's enough for a 16 core. Like at 200 amps running whatever, Linpack, Primary 5, 16 core, you're fine. In fact, you're fine up to 300, 400 amps. You could do 400 amps, and it shouldn't be a problem, right? So, you get, well, I don't know if it's a second. I don't know if the second one's 6 but you get at least one. I know you do. Let's check out on a second. But you get same topology as on the Edge and the Carbon. Well, the same specification, right? Now, the thing is, the fact that this board has 8 layers means that I have far more confidence in it actually training and doing 600 plus. Because on a 6-layer board, I don't have much confidence. Like, in fact, I would say that achieving 6,600 on a 6-layer board is like probably the absolute most you could even aspire to achieve. And even then, it's probably not going to happen for most people. So, 8 layers is pretty much the least you would need for a reliable 6,600 plus configuration. However, you probably maybe can do 6,600, just like it would be very, very like borderline, right? But you get SMT caps, I mean SMT DIMM slots, you get, you know, pretty much everything you would want from a board, right? You get SMT DIMM slots, you get the better topology, you get 8 layers, you get a good VRM, right? It's good as specs. You're getting all the display outputs. You're not being screwed at display outputs. Like you're not getting like missing outputs or anything like that. That makes it, you know, cheap or whatever. You're getting a ton of I/O. You're getting literally 4 M.2 slots. One 5.0 slot for the CPU, from the CPU, which is amazing, because you know what, like, if you actually really want a 5.0 drive, you're just going to want one, right? You're not really going to buy two. So you're buying one 5.0 drive in the CPU slot directly, and you're happy, right? You're getting a 16x slot for the GPU, which is 4.0. So one CPU 4.0 slot for the GPU. RTX 4000 doesn't support higher than 4.0. So you're completely fine. You have a 5.0 slot, you have a 4.0 slot, and you have, well, if you really need it, you have 3 16x slots compared to the other boards. So this board has more expansion, like inherently. Now, would you need it? No. Why do I like this board still? Because 8 layers. 8 layers is just insurance, peace of mind to know that more than likely the signal strength is going to be far better than on any of the B650s. This board having 8 layers, in my opinion, is a good selling point. Like, I like to see 8 layers. Right? From our escapades with DDR5 on Alder Lake, layer count is appreciated. I like 8 layers. I do not like to see 6 layers. I would not buy a Carbon for that price with 6 layers. It's just not enough. It needs to be 8 layer board. Like, it just has to be. Because you're paying so much freaking money. Like, you're paying so much money. Like, why would you buy the Carbon for 340 when this board is 290? 280 with repay. Right? You're getting 8 layers. You're getting almost as good VRM. Right? You're getting more expansion. Like, you're getting more 16x slots. You're getting more everything. Everything is better. You're getting double chipsets. You're getting X70, so you're getting the double chipset design. The only thing you're missing, in my opinion, that matters is a clear CMOS button right here. And you know what? The battery's right here. The GPU sits right over here. It's not covering the battery. You can just pop the battery out. You're good. So this board, for my money, I would say this is the board to buy. In my opinion, I like this board. I really, really do. And I'll give you even better reason for this board is X670E Carbon. Right? Not the 650, the actual big boy Carbon. This monstrosity over here. As I've displayed on a different video before. Same frequency. Right? And now you're like, oh, but then, what if it's got more layers? What if it's just a better topology? Hold on. Let me stop you right there. Before you get fooled. Let me just find it for you real quick. Sorry guys, just this marketing material is a bit all over the place. Sorry, it's a bit. Here we go. Okay, 8 layers, 8 layer PCB, 8 layer PCB. Right, both 8 layers, both support the same RAM speed. What does that tell you? It tells you this board and this board will perform exactly the same. For RAM, exactly the same. Same layer count, same specification. This board and that board should be exactly the same. So, what are you missing? You're missing some power stages, right? If you come down to, where's it now? Frick, man. You find it. Here we go. Okay. So here you go. You get 90 amp power stages. Probably the what do you call it? Intercell ones. The really cracked ones. The ones on the dock. So the same power stage on the dock is on this board, and you get 18 of them. So yeah, you do get a good you get a good VRM, right? So you get a really good VRM. You get sorry, let me not do that. 18 times. Oh, by the way, ignore these because focus on this number. So 18 power stages at 90 amps, and you're getting 1620 amps of total current handling. And would you ever need it? No. Could you cool a 7950X at 4 amps? Could you? Yes, you could. How would you do it? Probably like maybe dry ice Allen 2 or a phase change solution. You're not doing it on a fucking AIO, and you're probably not doing it on a custom loop. Like, this would require a gargantuan amount of cooling. This chip runs so freaking warm on its own with the shrunken node, right? At even sub 200 amps. At 400 amps, you're talking about exponential heat up. You're talking like, I mean, I don't even know, man. Like maybe 650 watts, 700 watts, and you're talking like an immense amount of heat. Like it's like, I mean, let's just do some math, right? Let's say 1.2 load voltage times 180 amps, which is realistic. Sorry. That's not the right operator. So 216 watts ish. Let's give it like SOC and the uncore whatever. So let's say about 230 watts, 250 watts maybe. Like let's say 200 times 1.2 volts. and then add like SoC and stuff. Yeah, 250 watts. So 250 watts on the 16 core, and you're really talking about like you're needing like 360, 420 cooler to keep it under 100 degrees, right? Now think about a chip doing 400 amps, right? That's 480 watts, right? 480 watts. And you're adding SoC and stuff to like 500 watts. And 500 watts divided by 1620 is still like 30% of the VRM. Like, in what world is anyone even pushing 400 amps regularly? Like, no one. Like, that's literally just going to be LN2, right? And you're talking about that kind of a ridiculous load being 30% of this VRM spec. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, this VRM is completely unneeded. Now, not to say it's unappreciated. It's nice to have it, right? It's nice to have there, so you know it's a strong VRM. It's not going to struggle. But, I mean, you would never need it, right? So, what's the point? For some reason, my stuff is freaking out. I don't know why. But anyway. So, yeah. The Carbon, amazing board, completely not needed. Like, I honestly don't think that anyone needs more than this board. Like, and in fact, this board aesthetic-wise, it's not too bad. I mean, it's not ugly, right? It's okay. Like, it's fine. Like, it's not too bad. Like, it's a reasonably okay-looking board, right? Like, I would not have a problem dailying this motherboard. Like, it looks fine. Like, it's very toned down, very, like, sleek, very, like, unoffensive, not very gamery. You know, it's a very okay-looking board, right? And you're getting pretty much everything you could want from a board. Like, at 280. 8 layers, great VRM, good expansion, right? You're getting PCIe 5 NVMe support. Like, what more do you want, right? Like, CMOS batteries right over here, easy access, right? Pop it out, you're good, right? I'm pretty sure you get bars flashback, right? You're getting display outputs. And then you're getting, I mean, what, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 USBs. So like that's a might be wrong. That might not be a Type A port. Let me check real quick. So if I go to where's it now? Here we go. So you're getting, here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 Type A ports. Right. So you're getting 6. You know, that's enough USB expansion. I don't think more than 6 is needed, right? I mean, surely not, right? You're getting all the audio jacks, you're getting Wi-Fi, you're getting 2.5 gig LAN. Realtek LAN, granted, not great LAN, but it's fine. It'll do the job. You're getting 2 USB-C ports, which is very nice, actually. 2 display outputs. I mean, look, I think this is a very, very competent, in fact, very, very good board. My opinion. I think it's a good board. I think this is about what you want. I think this is the best possible condition, because I don't really see a reason for something like this to exist. Like, I don't really see a point in this. Like, why does this board matter? Like, what are you doing with this board? Like, are you trying to do Gear 2? Not Gear 2, but unlinked mode, like unlinked IMC memory, so like the 1 to 2 ratio, and then what are you doing? So, wait, it doesn't really matter. Like, what are you trying to achieve with 2 DIMM slots? Right? I love how they give you no information. Okay, you get 16 plus 2 power stages. So this is... So 2 for... you saw the other... Like, you know... The other boards use 1 for miscellaneous, 2 for the SoC. This is SoC, no miscellaneous power. 1 10 amp power stages on the V-Core power stages. So... you're getting the best in the business, but would it matter? No. No. Would you need this? Would you need these? Would you need these? Absolutely freaking not. No point. No point. Zero reason, right? And I'm gonna wager 8-layer PCB. I don't think more than 8. If it's more than 8, I would be very surprised. I would say 8 layers. Because Asus do not like giving you PCB support, so I can try and find it. I mean, I don't know. Let me just Google this, because I found the layer count for the other board on this website. But let me say Gene PCB layers. We're looking for scans, listings, their marketing material. Let me find it real quick. No. Scan. That's not it. That's not it. Here we go. Check your Taichi has 8 layers too. Taichi has 8 layers, guys. So what does that mean? It means lion. Is that a lion? Lioness. Wow, is that a lion? It is. Sorry guys, my eyes. Apologize. Oh great, more lions. I love lions. Yay. Alright, win. So 8 layers. Absolutely nothing, Burger. What is this? Why do we have... Why on earth? 1 for miscellaneous, 2 for SOC. Why on earth do we need 24 power stages for vehicle? We'll never know. We'll never know. 8 PCB layers. So, basically, do not buy this. Buy the Pro. Gene will find the layer count just now. Here we go. Same part. You saw that anyway. That's a funny one. I like how this has less of a memory spec than the other board, than the Pro, but whatever. Can we find the layer count? No? Great stuff. Great stuff, Aces. I love it. Your XOC board, guys, and no layer count. You love to see it. You love to see it. Anyway, so I'm going to infer the layer count from this board, because I do not foresee them using more layers in this board than this board anyway. Wait. I think I'm wasting time right now. Like, you guys catch my drift, right? You guys get it, surely. Yeah. So we come down 8 PCB layers. So I would assume that Asus use the same topology on all their ROG AM5 boards. Right. Sorry, what am I doing, man? 5. There we go. Okay. So see all these boards here? Exactly the same experience. And you might be like, okay, well, surely one... No. There is no difference in experience between these boards, except for appearance and the odd I/O. So the odd USB port, the odd whatever, extra lanes for this or that, whatever. Things you would never really think about, right? That's where you're getting extra features. In actuality, there is no realistic point to buy even this board. This board has no purpose, right? It's a total nothing burger, right? So the Dash P is the board to buy, right? It's the board to buy. Yeah, that's today's video. This board right here. I've been trying to find them and scan to see what the price differential is, because obviously it's going to be different. One last thing, let me just find the board. So I want to see what it looks like on scan. To get an idea, maybe, you know, obviously maybe all the other boards are like overpriced. Like maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe I'm just being stupid. Okay, actually, funny enough, so the Dash P is £360 on scan. I don't know why this is. I don't feel like this price makes sense. But yeah, so between this board at this price, I mean, now you have problems. Now you're deciding. I don't know. Let's see what B650s are there. None. Okay, cool. Great stuff. And we'll go to X70E again. So £360, guys. Remember. You're talking something like this or this. These are way too expensive. Goodness. These gig boards are way too expensive. Can I show more? Here we go. Yeah, you know the Strix. So the Strix again is probably like, I mean, look, if you really want, if you're in the UK and you really want something nice, I mean, I wouldn't mind this at 420 versus the X670-P. This is a good price compared to that. Like, that at 360 is too expensive. Like, I don't know why it's so expensive. That's a lot of money. Like, goodness. Yo, that's way too expensive, dude. Yo, I don't know, guys. You guys in the UK, I don't know. That board pricing does not make sense. That's it's more than it is here, which is alarming. That's weird. Like, that never happens. But even this board in pounds, Yeah, that's the same price here. We have the same board prices in South Africa as you guys have in the UK. Very, very strange. I don't know why the Dash B is so expensive. That board should be the value though. So if you go to Amazon or to a Newegg again, I'll go to Newegg because, well, Amazon might have it as well. Completely sold out. Wow. So this board is being devoured, right? No, not even a single buying option. Interesting. Look at this. These are all overpriced, obviously, but like, yeah, this. So this board was the board to buy, guys. This is the board. These are all wrong. This is completely wrong. Get the vendor spec page. But yeah. So at $280, if you live in the US, if this board comes in stock, that's the board to buy. This is the Zen 4 go-to board. Like, I'm calling it. My pick for Zen 4 is this board. I don't think you need a different board, anything better than this. I think it's no more SI support on 4000 series. Mainly single GPU benchmarking. Just get this board. This board is great stuff. Brilliant motherboard. Brilliant motherboard. Absolutely great value. Offered by MSI, right? So I'm gonna, yeah, that's it for the video. I'm gonna find a picture of this board to put up on my thumbnail. But yeah, this board right here, certified dub. Great motherboard. Funny fact though, look at this board. Check it. This $300 for this monstrosity. Isn't that crazy? Wow, wow. Times have changed. Oh, this is a lovely looking motherboard though, I must say. Like, this is beautiful. Right. Oh, you get no postcode. You get no postcode. But realistically, guys, it does not matter. Right. If your PC is not boot, something's wrong. Right. Like, if you see the, like, follow the light guides and you'll find the issue. You know, usually. Postcodes are nice, but I don't feel like they're a major selling point, right? But yeah, this board I like this board. So yeah, that's it.